Hello everyone and welcome to the Spiritual Insight Show. I'm Reverend Tiffany White Sage Woman, and I'm very happy to be with you this evening, with each and every one of you. Thank you for taking time out of your schedule for either you're listening to the show or viewing it live. So thank you so much for sitting in sacred circle with each and every one of us this evening. And even if you're going to catch the show on archives, it's okay. We have held space for everyone that's going to listen. So everyone that is sitting in sacred circle with us during this presentation, whether it's live or archived, will receive healing, love, and light, which is, it's all the same thing. We just use different words for trying to let everyone know how high it is. It's high vibrational love. So welcome again, everyone. I'm really excited. I have this very special guest this evening, but first I would like to open the show like I usually do, and I would like to let everyone know that for the TV viewers, if you would like to call in and ask a question, the call-in number is 323-870-3791. However, if you are watching it live via TV, there's a chat box, and you can chat instead of having to call in if you would like to do that. I do suggest that to do one or the other. If you're going to watch the TV, don't call in with your phone. You can do it. Just because, I say don't do it, you're going to be rebellious and do it anyway. But the reason being is that there is a 3 to 5 second delay between TV and radio. So if you were to call in with your phone and watch the live TV, you will see that there is a delay. So you don't even have to call in. If you have a question, you can join us live. Go to Goldylocks Productions website, Goldylocks Productions, Goldylocks with a Y, and then it's Goldylocks Productions CT for Connecticut.com. The link is on the Blog Talk Radio page for those of you who are listening via the computer on the link to the Blog Talk Radio show. So there's several ways to enjoy the show. Via TV or radio. Alright. Again, if you would like to call in though and ask a question for myself or actually our special guest, then please call in 323-870-3791. Please know that there's not going to be any psychic reading or messages given this evening as far as psychic readings go. So I would like for you to call in if you would like to ask a question to the special guest. That is definitely encouraged and welcomed. Other than that, there's not going to be, like I said, psychic medium readings during this show. I will repeat that several times periodically as I see callers come in so that they will know as well. All right, and so this is a very inspiring, motivational, expansive show. There's a lot of great material here. So I hope that you'll hang around and listen to all the wonderful messages. So I first want to talk about, if you go to my website, whitesagewoman.com, that's White Sage, S-A-G-E, woman.com, and click on the tab Cosmic Heart Healing. Cosmic Heart Healing. All right, you go there, and that's a healing that has been channeled during when the Lionsgate was open, that Lionsgate portal, the end of July to August 12th, I do believe. That came in, and I channeled that type of healing, and it's for everybody. So check out the Cosmic Heart Healing. It's by donation only because it's important that everyone who wants to experience this experience it. It's helping us with the ascension process. It's helping us. It's already happening. We're moving from 3D to 5D to fifth dimension. And some of us has always been a little higher in the upper vibrations anyway, so we're going even higher. So this just helps to expand, get rid of old habits and contracts, expand all of our chakras, and in preparation. And it's not really just preparing, because it's already happening. Okay, so it just is to help everyone. And I've also added, if you look at everything that you get, it's you can watch the video that's on there. That's a 1-hour video. It was a show that I had done right after channeling that wonderful healing. And it goes through some contract releasing, and also takes you on a great visualization and a chat with your inner child. And then if you would like to extend that, I offer 6 weeks. 6 weeks additional healing sessions with me, because that will help to break any of the old habits that's left. That's usually what's left in healing sessions, is we got to the root of the problem, but then, habitual. I'm used to thinking or feeling this particular way. And so this will help you. You're going to spend an hour with me, an hour video time, each week as we go, week by week, with additional healing. And also what's included, and this is new, is a bonus now, is you will receive a series of 12 audio recordings for free. And what these are the actual visualization meditations that are recorded. I recorded them to help you, because sometimes it's hard. These visualization exercises are included in the additional 6-week exercises, the healing sessions. But to read, have this meditation, have this visualization, it's kind of hard to read it and then do that. So I went ahead and created, at the request of those who have started to take this healing session, they had made this wonderful suggestion, and I said sure. So I created the audio recordings, so you'll receive those as well each week, and it can help you. It's just so much easier just to put a guided visualization or recording on and just experience and allow the expansion to happen. All right. Beautiful. So why don't you check that out? And again, that's by donation. Whatever you can do. It's just that the time that I'm spending with each and every one of you is if you're brought to me, then it's definitely worth it. All right. The universe takes care of all of us in its own way. So, but I definitely wanted to make it available for everyone, because you hear sometimes about these and this pet peeve, if you're going to channel something, don't put such a high price tag on it, because it makes it seem like, well, that's not fair. It's not yours anyway. You channeled it, and then you're going to stick this high price tag on. We all have got to survive. I understand that. We all have bills to pay. But you don't have to, I feel, go around that way either, especially when it's something so important as healing and helping one another get through this whole ascension process. All right. So, all right, I said that. I released it. But I'm going to be honest. Anyway. So those of you who watch me regularly or listen to me regularly know that I like to start with some messages from crystals and power animals, all parts of Earth, spirits and nature. And so the crystal message for this week is crazy lace agate. It's crazy lace agate. It's I will type it for those of you in the TV chat. I will type that into just to make sure. Crazy lace agate. If you could Google that and see what it looks like, it's really, really beautiful gemstone. But crazy lace agate, and I actually had to Google it because I know what lace agate looks like. I know what the agates look like, and I'm like, crazy lace. So I actually had to Google this one and was just continue to be surprised all the time with what the messages that we receive and just how beautiful. But it's a stone of insight and inspiration, and intuition. A lot of eyes. So insight, intuition, inspiration. It enhances dream translation and the connection to your inner and higher self. Now these aid, this is a tool, it's a spiritual tool. It's not like, oh, this has all the power. It's a spiritual tool that can help and assist us with this. So I really like that. I think that's fascinating. The zone of insight and intuition and how it enhances your connection to your inner and higher self. Of course, it would include dreams, because many of us do get answers to questions that we ask in our dream state. All right, so the power animal that came in is, and I know people are going to laugh, is a jackal. So the power animal, yes, you're hearing me right, is jackal. All right. Now, what the jackal represents is success in accessing past lives, actually. Understanding the use of opportunity. The use of opportunity, why do you think that is? Because the animal kingdom, and no other beings except for human beings, overthinks situations, overthinks anything. They go with the flow. So when opportunity presents itself, it takes it immediately. All right. See, my dog actually agrees. All right. So it also represents the ability to see in the dark. And astral travel, I think that goes hand in hand, actually. But the ability to see in the dark helps us to see the dark part of ourselves. We need to understand that. That dark part of the negativity should never be ignored or tried to get rid of. It's part of the oneness. It's part of who we are. And we just want to bring everything back to balance. That's always the key. So, and then relations with the ancestors and those who crossed over. So it helps us to understand the connection with our ancestors. And this is what's really great about the cosmic heart healing, going back to that for a moment, is because it releases any ancestral type of contracts and agreements. That type of thing doesn't mean that you're dishonoring them when you do that. No, but it's just releasing things that aren't ours. And I'm kind of giggling because of a comment in chat on TV. When my dog barked, someone thought, I thought you channeled Jackal for a moment. It's cute. Yes, I did. All right, just I'm really anxious to bring on a special guest, but I have one more thing that I need to go over that had showed up and that the guys want me to discuss is the golden dolphins. And I know in previous shows I've talked about, hey, we've got angels and dragons and unicorns. But what about the dolphins and golden dolphins? They're showing up more and more in my dream state. I've always had this deep connection with dolphins. They're one of my first power animals. There is, going back, I'm just going to go just like I said briefly, but Dr. J.J. Hurtak, Hurtac, believes that the ancient Atlantean centers yes, Atlantis, will be activated from the Bermuda Triangle, and that these centers will be used to open vortexes on the Earth. And this has already happened. And I've always, even at a young age, to pay attention to the Bermuda Triangle. It is still alive and very active. It may, at the time prior to now, pulsated off and on randomly, but I feel like it is picking up now. All right, it really is. This activation has resulted in vortex openings that links to a six-dimensional city of light. A six-dimensional city of light. So what does that mean? Know that we can always go into the upper vibrations, the upper dimensions. And when I say upper vibrations, I'm talking upper dimensions. So even though many of us already in 5 and above, and it's bringing these high vibrational energies down to here as well. It's beautiful weaving. It's like a spider web. Like each track that the spider goes around is a dimension and a vibration, and they just keep on and keep on and keep on. And this was shown to me last night in dream state, when I walk into a room and there's a bunch of spiders everywhere. Now that might freak some people out, but spiders don't freak me out. But it's the webs. There was webs everywhere. I'm paying attention to the web of life, paying attention to each strand, each circle. If we were to look at that like a spiral, and it was just all coming together. It was just all so beautiful. And I got the message. I totally understand that. So we can have these conversations with these higher dimensional cosmic master teachers. And they come to us in many different beings. Dolphins being one of them. All right. So the six-dimensional cities means it exists in the esoteric energetically. All right. So the six-dimensional cities that were considered lost actually have been heralded for centuries as the coming of the Age of Enlightenment. We're already here. The Tibetans prophesied the appearance of a great city of light during future times called Shambhala, manifesting in the physical. So just a little, in the Bible's book of Revelation, John the Beloved saw the descent of the holy city. Other spiritual prophecies spoke of a great cities of light that will make their physical emergence as the vibration of the planet increases. I'd always gotten visions, and it still is happening, of Atlantis rising again. What sunk can come back up again, all right, can rise. And in a physical form. But first it's already happened and existed and held space in the upper vibrations. It's like our light bodies and our rainbow bodies. It's not here in the physical with us, but it's still connected. We're still connected to these bodies. All right. So the golden dolphins. All right. Yes, many people do believe that they were human in Atlantean times, and that with the destruction of Atlantis, they dove into the ocean as caretakers. But they were around even in Atlantean times. And interestingly, if you were to just look at the makeup of the dolphins, so to speak, right, that the dolphins actually have the same amount of bones like in our hands and feet that's in their fins. So they could, talking about transformation here, and transformers, dolphin into a human, human into a dolphin. It totally supports that. It really does. So the golden dolphins is pretty much just helping us anchor in the city of lights. And the physical Atlantean temple site was reactivated on the solstice, summer solstice of 2013, we've had a lot of activations ever since 2012. You notice that each year sacred sites and temples and energies is being reactivated. So this was a reactivation along with the lantern crystalline grid of Bermuda Triangle. The reactivation of the Bermuda Triangle of June 2013 energized many sacred Atlantean sites that once existed even along the Texas Gulf coastline. Alright, so when you start to see the dolphins a little bit more, know why. Alright, but they're just beautiful. They have no self-serving motivations and are just here to help us to rediscover our natural connection to Earth and to God. God, universe, whatever you want to call God, to the oneness. Alright, they help us to remember that we are godlings too, a part of God, that this planet is itself a sacred living being and a godling too. Earth is alive, Earth is a being. Alright, so dolphins may very well be carrying information as well as functions critical to the regeneration of life upon our planet, and I absolutely believe that. Alright, so but like I said, the dolphins are marine animals that are very similar to humans, more than what many of us think. Alright, 13 to 22 dolphin chromosomes are identical to human chromosomes, according to researchers at Texas A&M University. The 9 remaining chromosomes are rearrangement of their human counterparts. And I already discussed the dolphin's bones of the hands and feet are almost identical. The only difference is the structure, is that their bones are housed in fins. Alright, so, and of course dolphins experience the same range of emotions that we do. They feel love, joy, sadness, sympathy, pain, and more. Interesting, I always wanted to be a marine biologist and to work with the dolphins, and maybe that was just a past life memory of working with the dolphins. Alright, so anyway, it's just they're very highly advanced. We only use 7 to 10% of our brains, and the dolphins use 80 to 99%. Hello. Alright, and everyone who's ever visited the ocean understands that we automatically are tuning in when we're at the ocean front to all of life, even with dolphins, and you're connecting with them on a cellular level. So connect more with your dolphins. Just sit, meditate with a dolphin, and see what your experience is with that. So the golden dolphins. All right. So I asked the guides, and lately who I've been channeling is a group of cosmic ascended masters. So, and I've asked them to kind of keep it short because we do have this beautiful special guest that is coming on with us this evening. And so I would like to, I will introduce her as soon as I pull back up her bio. Oh my goodness, because I don't want to miss anything out. She's just such a lovely, lovely lady. Anyway, the very special guest I have this evening is Amla, Mehta, and those of you who are fans of Goldylocks Productions has heard Amla on Reverend Jeremy Ryden's show before, so she is not a stranger to Goldylocks Productions shows at all. Amla is a motivational speaker and aspiring author. On February 14th, 1990, she was diagnosed with a rare eye disorder called gyrate atrophy. Only 200 people are diagnosed in the world. Gyrate atrophy is an eye condition in which the person gradually loses their peripheral vision between the ages of 45 and 60. Currently, she has low vision, and her vision is like gazing through the width of a kaleidoscope. As one might imagine, gradually losing her vision can be quite challenging on all levels. Spiritually, mentally, physically, emotionally, mind, body, soul. Paradoxically, by losing her external vision, her internal awareness and panoramic vision increased. As a motivational speaker, she empowers people to have faith and be true to their authentic self. After all, if you do not love yourself unconditionally, no one else will. She has encountered several obstacles along the path of gradually losing her vision. However, she chooses to live a fabulous and fulfilling lifestyle throughout the highs and lows of life. Needless to say, disability or no disability, some days are better than others for all of us. As a legally blind lady, Amla has faced extreme ignorance and negativity. Yet she has chosen to grow and maneuver her way through hardships by nurturing and taking self-care and ultimately becoming her own best friend. Hence, if she can love herself, flaws and all, so can each and every one of us. Therefore, by sharing her story, she will provide tools on how to ignite and maintain that inner light naturally embedded within your energy field. After all, there are no carbon copies of the pure essence of who you are. So embrace you, shine on, and always remember that anything and everything is possible if you just believe. Amla's website is Amla, A-M-L-A, Inspires, AmlaInspires.com, and you can find her on Facebook, Amla, A-M-L-A, Inspires. So be sure to check her out on Facebook as well. She would love to connect and chat with you. So without further ado, I would love to bring on the lovely, wonderful Amla Mehta. Welcome, Amla.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing well, sweetheart. How are you?
I'm doing very well. I wanted to thank you so much for this opportunity. I really appreciate it.
Oh, you are welcome. So welcome, my dear. And thank you for taking time out and sharing your lovely story. I feel you are a very powerful light worker, whether you realize it or not. And do you sometimes wonder that the reason you're going through everything is to help everyone come back to them, like you said, and love themselves, to be ready for this ascension process?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. And by seeing the facing the gradual vision loss, I think you were mentioning something about darkness with the agate. It enhances seeing in the dark, and ironically enough, by losing my vision, I feel the light within me, so that it illuminates and permeates the room. So it makes sense. It's that my purpose, I mean, I think I really believe that I chose this life in order to, shine the light within me so I could inspire and have everyone around me believe in themselves and love themselves, because we are all unique, but at the same time we are all built up of just unconditional love. And as a human being, we forget that.
Mm-hmm.
We forget that.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yeah, we do.
So the key is to remember.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Remembering who you are, which is pure, authentic love. That's key.
Right.
And I only found that by losing my vision.
Right. Yeah. Because like you said, there's so many distractions to take us away from who we are, and sometimes it does take something happening like that to, oh, wait a minute, to trigger and to remind us of who we are. So I have to ask you,
Exactly.
what has been one of your biggest challenges facing the gradual vision loss?
I think we touched upon it a little bit, but this coincides with the taking self care and loving yourself.
Mm-hmm.
It's finding acceptance,
Mm-hmm.
full acceptance within myself, um, because the external world views me, perceives me. I mean, it's fact is fact. I'm a straight shooter, so. In society, if you're not so-called perfect and you're not physically well and able, you're considered as a less than, so to speak. And it's just that's just the way it goes here. And bottom line, that was my hardship of finding self-acceptance within myself through all the ignorance, through all the negativity that it has experienced. Because of the judgment and I'm not good enough and all these things, these external forces, it kind of made me look into myself and deeper, investigate in depth. Who am I? Why is this happening? I know I'm full of love, and it just helped me empower myself. Ironically enough, so.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. It's been an interesting journey, to say the least. That's all I could say. It's the irony of so-called being in the dark and having essentially my vision being my peripheral vision decreasing and eventually being the size of a quarter. That says a lot. But the funny thing is that the paradoxically is that I see within me the light that I am, the love that I am.
Mm-hmm.
And that's everything.
That is.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. And that's,
Yeah.
that really is. And I know it's been a journey for you. I just want to remind everyone, the callers that are calling in, there's not going to be any psychic readings or psychic messages given on tonight's show. But it is encouraged, if you would like to ask Amla a question about her gifts and abilities, because she did come across these gifts and abilities as she got to know who she is. If you would like to ask her questions about her experience, then absolutely you can please call in. The call-in number is 323-870-3791. Again, no psychic readings on this show. We are just going to take callers who have questions that they would like to ask Amla about her experience. So I just wanted to say that before we continue on here. And again, those that are watching on TV in the chat room, you could also just type a question in there if you have one for Amla. And it's all about sharing and interacting. So thank you. All right. Well, you have had, and you continue to have, a very expansive experience, that, to say in the least. And even though you have come to that love and understanding in yourself, do you still have bad days? Do you still have a bad moment where you have to remind yourself?
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yep. And you know what? The funny thing is, I mean, we're all human beings. We all have bad days. Some people have more of an extreme obstacles that they have to face. But you can persevere through those so-called, in air quotes, bad days or dark days, because in the end, no one's perfect. In fact, you're perfect by being imperfect.
Mm-hmm.
And that's another gift that I've gained through facing vision loss, is that I'm okay. I don't see myself with, as maybe society might think of the eyesight as a flaw or a handicap or whatever word you want to use. In fact, I feel more empowered. I'm so self-sufficient and independent. I can't even tell you how much strength I've gained by facing negativity and, dark days, because it taught me to go deep within me and say, again, that question. There's no price to it. It's a priceless question. Who am I? And what am I doing here? What's my purpose on this planet? We all have a purpose, right?
Yes.
So the point is no matter what you have, and the other side of it, if you don't, or what you don't have, think about what's the inner strength of you, not the outside, not how many weights you can lift. It's not about that.
Right.
It's about the love inside of you and gaining the value and the sense of pride within yourself and believing in yourself, because you are enough. And if I could say that by facing vision loss, anybody can say that to themselves. And that's what I teach. It's important to teach that, because I really, truly believe in myself. And it only, honestly, I'm in my 40s now. It's only been a couple of years that I succumbed to the fact that, hey, Amla's a good lady. I look in the mirror, and every morning I say, you know what, good job. Because no one else is going to do that for you. I mean, they can do it for you. I mean, your husband, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your wife, that's fine. But in the end, you're going to believe it the most about yourself. You believe in yourself more than anybody else on this planet.
Exactly. So let me ask you, what techniques did you use? I mean, and what I'm looking for here is, did affirmations help you? Did you look in the mirror and look yourself in the eyes and say, I love you? I mean, what techniques really helped you?
Well, it was a process. It was definitely a process. In my 30s, I would do walking meditation. So all I do is walk, like maybe, 3-4 miles a day. And I just walk out in nature and just really connect with what's out there as is. And I would just do, I'm really into music. So I kind of like make up my own tunes to the rhythm of my walk. And I would just sing to it. And I would just, or hum to it. So that was a healing modality that I used for myself. And then, I got into energy work and actually working. I love rocks and I love stones, and I like the natural. I don't like the polished stones. I like the stones basically on sidewalks. So I just collected them and just started, using them. I know that a part of me is very much in, like, I'm so connected spiritually with my head crown chakra that I need grounding. So those rocks, the stones really help me ground and center to Mother Earth. And so I meditate with those rocks. And then, I get into meditations. And then the last 3.5 years, I'm really into yoga. And yoga, as my teachers always say, it's practice on and off the mat, and so it is, and it's really, really expanded and transmuted my life on all levels. So I use a lot of affirmations myself, like, you are what you eat, and the mind likes to control and play tricks on you. So the mind will start to believe all the negative thoughts that you have. If you don't believe in the thoughts you're telling yourself, nothing works. So why not have positive thoughts in your head that I am enough? That's one of mine. Or I trust myself. I love myself. I believe in myself. And I know myself. Those are really powerful words. It's so simple. But it's also about the frequency within you that makes anything and everything happen in your life. It's how you speak to yourself. It's what you tell yourself. You know, quantum physics. I'm gonna go science on you a little bit. It's like your cells duplicate every millisecond, and it's regenerating. So if that's happening inside of your body internally, why wouldn't that happen externally? It's that simple. You don't have to tell your heart to beat; it'll beat.
Right, right. And someone in chat said, the mind has no dignity. It will say anything. And that's true about our mind. Our mind is like out of control. And that's the whole point of the affirmations, is it's from the heart, the sacred heart center, that is getting our mind in line. And I think a lot of people, when you first start with saying positive affirmations, or balanced affirmations, I should say, and anything you put after I am alone is very powerful. They kind of feel funny at first.
Yes.
You know what that is? It's the mind fighting. It's the mind not understanding.
Yes.
But as soon as the mind takes the co-pilot position, and it will, then it gets easier. It's not saying that it goes away, because like Amla said, is that even though she's a light worker, a motivational speaker, me with the work that I do as well, life just isn't easy for us. We don't just have, like, okay, you know, it's just easy for you from now on. You won't ever understand what anyone else is going through. That's not true. Each human being, all right, even though we can play in the upper vibrations, we still are present right where we are. We are still experiencing our lives, but it helps us now. We have these tools and these techniques to balance ourselves quickly if we feel ourselves off balance. And that's the whole point of it, is we're still going to have days where we get off balance, but we're going to balance ourselves. We're going to do what we need to do to rebalance. So, Amla, do you have any speaking arrangements that's coming up?
Yeah, I do. I have a few in September that I'm doing with a partner of mine. He's actually going to go the holistic way. He's doing, I don't even know how to describe it. It's kind of like holistic, internal medical genre. I can't even describe it, but anyway, it's like a collaboration. I'm doing the spiritual part, and I'm going to conduct a meditation. Sorry, sharing my story first, and then have a meditation, and then he's going to go into how your emotions and thoughts, create a healthy lifestyle physically, or a not so healthy lifestyle physically. So it's a really nice combination that we're going to be connecting with each other and having a workshop very shortly. I'll post it on my website for sure, on my Facebook page, amlainspires.com/amlainspires.com with the Facebook page. So, and I have some other radio shows coming up as well in September. I'm actually going to be on Jeremy Ryden's show.
Yay!
Today, September 8th. Yeah, September 8th. Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So he wanted to have me on the show again. So that's nice. I'm excited for that. It was just a great rapport that we had. It's just like you. It's so easy, breezy, talking to you and sharing, So,
So September 8th, really everyone, write that down. September 8th. I'm writing it down too.
Sure, absolutely. Absolutely. So that's Goldylocks, and Jeremy Ryden show. Oh, the Intuitive Destiny show. Yeah. That's the name of his show.
Yes.
And it's September 8th.
Wonderful.
Wonderful. But even with like what you were saying before, I wanted to touch base with it. It's like, yes, you don't know what I'm going through, right? And neither do I. We all have something. but the key word that comes up for me time and time again, because I face so much ignorance, is compassion. I might not know what ABC person is going through, but it's about compassion. And we all have a heart. You can't deny that. So, you know, even just being kind to one another and refraining from judgment. We're judged about everything. Why is she wearing green today? I mean, it's so ridiculous. Think about that, you know, like, it is. But, you know, again, remembering who you are and the love that you are, and shining that. And you know, and being kind to yourself, it just automatically you're compassionate with others. And that's another gift that I've gained from this, from losing my vision, is that because of the hardship, I'm not only compassionate with myself, again, I'm compassionate with other beings. Because I will never be in their body. But I care about them as a human. We're all share and love one another. It sounds like so like cliche or whatever you want to call it, but it really is. I mean, it's self-love, care, love the world.
Right.
Yes.
And that compassion is understanding other people, even those that don't understand. And they have a very similar story of, you know, just disability is what we think is a disability. I just don't even like the word disability. But, I mean, you know, I understand what it's used for, to label and identify, but I think it's more label and judgment that goes on. But there is the sons work at grocery stores, at different grocery stores, and they have different jobs, positions there. And one of my sons was telling me about how there's an older gentleman there who is actually legally deaf in one ear, and he's losing his hearing in the other ear, and the doctors are trying to save the hearing in the other ear. But if he's not looking at you, you know, and you start talking to him, he can't hear you like if he has his back to you. So he had his back to a customer, to somebody, and he was putting up carts. He's putting a cart back. And someone had came up behind him and was, hey, I'll take that cart. And he didn't hear them. And the customer gets really extremely angry and loud and going, what's wrong with you? Didn't you hear me? Aren't you deaf? And he turns around and he looks at him and he goes, yes, I am. I can't hear you. And then, of course, you know, other co-workers saw this happening and rushed to his aid. But it was just, you know, you just never know. And why don't you have some compassion? Sure, everyone has bad times, or you can be in a bad mood, but you don't have to take it out on everyone either.
Wow. I know. And you know what? And that's what I always say. Like, even if, let's say, somebody takes it out on you, right? And it dispels the evil part of it, that's not what I'm not projecting that out the world. This ABC person is doing that. That's not my stuff. It's his or her stuff. So that helps, because I'm an empath too. And I could bring, this is actually a big topic. Empaths feel and sense everything. And we feel things even before somebody even says something. And and I take on a lot of other people's energy as an empath. So I have to refrain from, I have to literally remind myself, saying, this is not me. This is their stuff. I'm not, no judgment. It's not even a negative or a positive thing. I've just been trying to discern from that this is not my stuff. This is theirs. And so it helps me, again, go back to myself, self-care, and even use those positive affirmations that I talk about. And I tell myself that, again, that's perfect timing with saying you are enough. Or saying something to yourself that helps you alleviate the the negativity of another person, because that does happen. Mm-hmm. And that's actually, you know, having compassion for them as well, saying, all right, well, they're not, I feel badly, I actually do feel badly for the person, because they're not really having a great day, and they're just taking it out on the external forces. Mm-hmm. That's basically what's happening.
Right, right, yeah.
The self, if you're self, it radiates through, yeah, yeah. So,
interestingly,
but,
I just want to let you know, it's late at night here, and I had heard a hawk go by, and it screeched while you were talking. It was really cool.
Wow!
Because I was, cool. Yeah, the window's open because it's such, we've got some nice weather finally. Turn the ACs off, open windows. And so I heard that. I was like, that is so wild. I got to share this with Amla. So we'll have to look up what the hawk means for us. All right. There is a question in chat. There is a question in chat someone has. It's like, I have a question in regards to self-love. So when people say you have to embrace self-love so that others will love you, anyone who doesn't have this dies a little inside. How does one find this with no frame of reference?
Okay, can you repeat that question, please, again?
Yeah.
I want to...
Okay, so, and I can understand that. I've had that reaction of telling somebody that you have to embrace self-love so that you can love others. So that others will love you. The look on their face, or the immediate reaction of, oh, that's so spiritually cliche, but it's not. All the old, going way back, even they talk in so many spiritual teachings, as within, so without, and that's what they're talking about. But he's like, so anyone that doesn't have self-love, all right, how does one do this without a frame of reference, without trying to, without having to say, you have to love yourself first before others will love you? How would you get that point of self-love across? Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, service. Mm-hmm. Service, helping others, volunteering. Because even myself, as a visually impaired person, I'm a lucky soul. We all are lucky, if you think about it, in the most amazing way. And I am, even though I'm facing vision loss, I'm do what we can by helping others that are less fortunate. That really brings on the self-love within yourself. You're doing something for somebody else without any expectation in return. There is a Sanskrit name, Sanskrit, and it's Seva. It's Seva. And that's exactly what I just defined. Seva means giving without expecting anything in return. And it's so beautiful. I try to do something, even the littlest thing. I try to remind not even trying, it's just kind of, it's innate. It's already within me. I want to help people. And even, this is my way. This is my way of helping people, by motivating people, by telling them that it's okay to be you. Mm-hmm. And society always wants to say you should be taller, you should be skinnier, you should be this, you should be that. It's like, again, no. Right. You are awesome being yourself, your authentic self.
Right.
And by helping others, helping other school kids, anything, going to food shelter, anything.
Right.
You know how grateful I am? I have to. This lady named Carol, I go to yoga in my town, and she's the most gracious, amazing soul, and she just, no fail, she's always giving me a ride when in need. I'm not asking for it all the time, but when I do need it, she's always there, and that's what she's about, self-service. And she's she's the kindred spirit. It's amazing.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
I was just looking up Hawk real quick.
Yeah.
I'm looking up Hawk for those of you who are watching. I like Ted Andrews' Animal Speak. I really like his book on hawks.
Yes.
You know, and it's just visionary power and guardianship. Visionary power and guardianship.
Oh my God.
Isn't that awesome? And the hawk screech doesn't go as you were talking. So where's the visionary power? Is it our physical eyes, or is it the inner eye? Hey, is it our third eye? Is it our what we know inside of us? All right. What does the all-seeing eye mean to you? And please don't say Illuminati, people. Don't say that. I'm like, what does the all-seeing eye mean to you? And please don't say Illuminati, because that's no. It goes way back. Every culture, the Egyptians, whether it's the Eye of Ra, whether it's Odin's eye, whether it's, you know, every culture revered this all-seeing eye, the eye of God, the eye of the universe, the eye of creation. You know, and so that's that inner vision. That's beautiful. So again, just to we're running out of time here, but it really is true. We have it backwards. Society teaches us that everything that we want, our happiness, our bliss, has to be attained outside, externally from us, and that's not true. It has to, how we manifest, how we make things happen with intention and creating it, all starts from the inside. That inner architect, when we write that blueprint down, we create a blueprint with our thoughts and with our desires. So let's make sure that our intentions and our creations, that blueprint that we're making, all right, because we are the architect of our lives, is for our highest and greatest. All right? For our highest and greatest. And so that has to start within. And then, guess what? It happens outside of us that shows that it's manifesting. So that's why it is said, love yourself first, and that vibrates outside of you. And that's all that you're going to attract back to you. All right? So that's why the self-love is important. So all right, well, it's been, we should have had a longer show. Because it's just
well, I want to your website. It's amlainspires.com. I'd love to hear from any one of you. Share some insight. I have videos and audio of myself in action. I teach at YMCA and businesses, corporate America. I schools, kids, but basically all walks of life from age 5 to 105. So please check out my website.
Yes, and do check out her website. Again, that's Amla, AMLA, inspires.com. And you can find her on Facebook too. That's say Amla Inspires. And right here, if you're watching on TV, the TV page of Goldylocks Productions website, her videos, 2 of her videos are on here, and you can watch them at any time as well. There should be little thumbnails of videos underneath the big video box, and you should be able to see. It's, I think it's stopped at Amla Inspires, so you can watch part 1 and part 2. As soon as the show's over, you can check those out and go visit her website. And friend her on Facebook. Amla loves to have friends, and if you are interested, if you are interested in having her speak at or be a presenter at maybe one of your events, please contact her. She would enjoy that a lot. Thank you everyone so much for tuning in to this wonderful show, and thank you so much, Amla, for making this show so wonderful.
appreciate you very much so.
Oh, I appreciate you. And so, again, everyone, you can contact Amla through her website and on Facebook. And thank you so much, Amla. We look forward to your future radio shows, your future presentations, and right here on Goldylocks Productions, September 8th, 8 p.m. on the Intuitive Destiny Show with Reverend Jeremy Ryden. She will be back on again. So thanks again, Amla. And thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you, sweetheart. Thank you, everyone who has sat in sacred circle with us and made the obstacles to your flight be few and the blessings along your journey be many. Many blessings, everyone. Good night.
Thank you for using Blog Talk Radio.